Hello and welcome to the shop. Today I'm going to show you how I turned this seam ripper. It's a pretty interesting blank. Jon Chapman sent it to me and his wife made it. It is clear Alumalite with plastic beads throughout the blank. Now it was a challenge to turn. Let me show you. This is another blank sent to me by Jon Chapman. And if I remember correctly, I believe Jon told me that his wife made this blank. It is clear Alumalite, and she put plastic beads in it, and then there's also some glitter mixed in. And I'm not sure if this is the top or the bottom where the glitter rose to the top or settled to the bottom, but there is glitter interdispersed in the blank as well. Now this one makes me nervous because Jon has attempted to turn one of these, and he told me that this thing, it's a projectile making machine. These little beads come out of here pretty hot and heavy, so I'm going to be really careful. I'm going to turn with great care. I'm hoping I can make this work because I think this is a killer blank, and I would love to see it turned into a seam ripper, which is what I'm going for. So we're going to film this whole process. Jon was right. The beads do tend to let loose from this blank. That's a darn shame because it is an awesome looking blank. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take a little medium CA glue and fill some of these holes. We'll start with this one here. I'm giving it a light shot of activator. And the only reason I'm doing that is I just want to dry the surface so that I can rotate the blank to the next spot. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to move the blank. The CA would drool off. And by doing this, I know that it's not going to be dry underneath. But if I let it sit for a while, it'll finish drying. A deep one here. There we go. Oops, a little more glue than I wanted. There we go. Just trying to find all of the divots on the surface and doctor them. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to try to get some of these over here on the side. I'm not going to worry a whole lot about the side just yet because I'd rather put my non-stick bushings on and finish those up so that I don't stick it to the bushings. So we'll do that here in a second. Okay, I'm satisfied. I've got all of the surface blemishes touched up. Now what I'm going to do is swap on my non-stick bushings and clean up the or patch some of these blemishes on the outside to the best of my ability. And I'm going to do something different here. I'm going to put my non-stick bushings on in reverse. And the reason why is you notice how that, well, let me get up a little closer to the camera. You notice how I'm missing a chunk there and it's on an angle. I'm hoping by putting it up against the back of the bushing I can glue it and then trim that off, or I can use the bushing to kind of hold the CA in place. And let's see what we can do here. That side looks pretty good. Let's work on this side a little bit. Will this work? I don't know, but we're going to find out. I hope it does because I'd really like to save this blank. Just going to check it for, oh, there's a big one. There we go. Check back on the other side again. Looks like it kind of sunk in a little bit, so I'm going to build it back up a little more. I believe I have all of the divots in the blank fixed. What I'm going to do, since I shot activator on there, it instantly dries the surface, but below the surface you've got to wait for the CA to dry. Otherwise you cut that surface or peel it off and then you got liquid CA and it just goes splattering everywhere. So I'm going to let this dry for a little bit. We'll come back, get it between the standard bushings and see if we can use the skew, clean it up, and get this turned into a cool looking seam ripper. The CA's had about 10-12 minutes to dry. I feel pretty confident that it should be dry enough to turn, so I'm going to go ahead and take another shot at this. So far I'm really happy. I've got a few little spots here on the end I need to refill. This one gave way on me. I don't know why. It may have been that it was a deeper pocket and the CA didn't finish drying. The rest of the blank, there's a few little pockets in it. I'm going to go ahead and put it back between the non-stick bushings, and we're going to add a little more CA, fill the remaining holes, then we'll come back and turn one more time. We'll start off with this big hole right here. Okay, I can see down here next to this bushing I've got a spot that needs to be filled, so we'll just run some glue right down through there. And let's take a spin and see what else we got. I got one right here, and kind of a shallow one. That may have been a new one. Might have been a bead ready to come out that just hadn't given up yet. Just a tiny little spot right there. And we got a little spot right here. I'm going to go ahead and put some CA on there. I can't tell, so I better safe than sorry. It's kind of neat because you put that CA on there and you can see where the CA was before, and where it chipped out it kind of hazed up a little bit, but you put another coat of CA on there and you can't even tell it. It just basically covers it right over it. I tell you what, I'm happy with that. I don't see any more blemishes I need to worry about. Maybe right here. There we go. Just build it up on the outside edge there a little bit. I think it's ready to set for a bit and dry, and we'll come back and give it one more spin, and hopefully we'll be ready to start polishing with the micro mesh. Well, you saw it happen. I got a catch. I've been nervous as heck about that. I'm going to go ahead and try to clean this up a little bit because where the glue's built up, I've got a nice lip there. This fits real nice against the bushing. So I'll try to clean that up, which will help a little bit. I've got one or two. I lost a chip there. That's a new piece in the center of a bead. I got one or two spots to touch up, and we're getting close. But let me fix this a little bit. Okay, cleaning that up helped a lot. I've got a chip there and a couple little tiny chips. I'm going to go ahead and fill one more time. We're getting there. Can't wait to start polishing on it because I think it's going to be killer. Let me go ahead and do another glue. I've given the glue plenty of time to dry, and the other thing I did is I flipped the blanks so that the end that I skipped on, used to be down here, is now at this end, because I tend to do better going left to right with my skew. I can go right to left, but I tend to have better luck going left to right. So we're going to try that. I've got one little spot right here I got to clean up and one little spot right there. I don't think they're going to be too bad, so let's see what we can do. Feels pretty darn good while it's spinning. Take a close look at it. I think it looks pretty darn good. Oh, shoot. I've got one little divot right there. Darn it. Thought I had it. One more shot with the glue. I flipped the blank again. The glue's been drying for about 15 minutes because I was working on another project. That's the only spot I've got right there. If I can get that cleaned up without blowing it apart, we're ready to go to the micro mesh. Felt smooth while turning. Looking for a divot. Yay! We've got it. No more divots in the blank. Woo, that was a tough one. Okay, I'm going to shut the camera off. I'm going to clean up a little bit around here, and then I'm going to take off with the micro mesh and polish this. I will come back and show you what it looks like once it's polished. I want to show you the finished seam ripper. I think it turned out beautiful. It definitely was a challenge to turn, but it was incredibly interesting because I'd never turned a material like this before. If I could change anything about it, one thing I would change is I would have painted my tube. I don't know what I was thinking. Normally on an acrylic blank I'll paint my tubes, but I did forget to paint the tube so you can see the brass tube through the clear Alumalite. It would have been nice had I painted it a bright color, maybe a pink or an orange or something, just to kind of help set off the beads. Overall, I'm very happy. I think this is a beautiful tool. Someone will be happy to add to their sewing kit. It's got the seam ripper on one end. It's got the stiletto on the other. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This was the most challenging turn I've had in a while. It was a lot of fun. It was difficult. It gave me a chance to try filling with CA, and I've done that before on some other pins. It works really well. Overall, it looks perfect. I've got a couple little spots where there were some deep holes down here, and there's some bubbles in it. And what I think was happening there is I think there must have been, as I drilled it out on the inside of the blank, maybe a little bit of a chip out inside of one of the beads, and I think the glue was going down into the blank, and as it was, air was coming back up below the surface, because you know I shot it with the activator, which capped it, and then it had to dry within, but I think it was running out and letting the air back up in there. However, with the beads in the blank, it actually looks pretty cool. The only thing, and I think I mentioned this, that I would change about this blank is, I don't know why I didn't do it, but I forgot to paint my tube. And I really wished I would have painted the tube a bright color, because I think it would have really made this thing pop. All in all, it was a fun turn. Jon Chapman, I want to say thank you. I don't know your wife's name. Mrs. Chapman, thank you for making this blank. I absolutely love it. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I want you all to know that you are always welcome in my shop. Come back and see me again real soon. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.